This is an art prompt book. It's called How Much Art Can You Make? There's 100 prompts inside, and it's finally here. I can finally hold it. We're gonna talk about this book and how it works. But first we need to paint the cover. It's designed so there are colored blobs here and here, and you can paint all around the outside or just fill the whole thing in. That's also fine. But I think I want to try and use ink. Maybe make it look a little bit like watercolor. If we can do that, I don't know, let's give it a go. Grab the mysterious box of inks. Currently watching Julia McNeil Crafts. I've been loving all the peach typer and Inktober videos lately. I only just wrapped up mine on the channel, but they're a lot of fun. And free acrylic inks. This is the color palette. Usually I'll go for pink, purple, blue, lots of cool colors. This time is different, it's warm tones only. I'm thinking this is gonna look cozy. Trying the wet on wet technique, but as you'll see in the progression of this color, we just kind of end up with fire or lava. It's not super cozy. You'll find out. This book is honestly a dream. It's big, there are 100 prompts, and this is it. Oh, it's exactly what I wanted to make. Yes, it probably could have been smaller, there probably could have been like a number 2, but I wanted to make one dream art prompt book, and this is it. So, how did the book come about? Well, first things first, I want to make it super clear. No AI in the slightest was used in the process of making this book. None of the words, none of the prompts, none of the designs, not a single part. Morally, AI just doesn't sit right with me. I've never generated any words or pictures, and I also like to research things and keep my brain active, so if I can find something out myself, that's generally what I'll do. Like, it's good to keep your brain going. Each to their own, but there was no AI used to make this. Me and my partner actually drove to a city. It was like a 2 or 3 hour long drive, and that's how a lot of the prompts came about. We figured out the chapters by coming up with ideas and bouncing off of each other. It actually started with only hows. I wanted everything in this book to start with a how, but that was very difficult, so we gradually introduced more questions, trying to add variety. But actually, for a lot of the prompts, we kind of did it in reverse. I went through the random prompt pot. There's like 430 pieces of paper in here. I created this 2 years ago in the very first Daily Doodle Diary episode, and the full list is actually over on Patreon. It's all completely random things, anything from locations to items, animals, and everything in between. It took over a month to come up with at the time, to come up with that crazy list. And we actually used those things to figure out what questions you could ask that would loosely guide you in that direction. I mean, some of them are like fairy, troll, volcano, like cutlery, tent. They're very difficult, but most of the questions were actually created by finding the answer first, and every single art prompt in this book is a question. It's question based. Starts with a question and it's questions the whole way through that you are almost drawing the answer to. And I do think that way of working makes it a lot easier to come up with ideas. So funnily enough, it's actually inspired by the series on my channel. You might know of it. It's called How Much Art Can I Make? And clearly this is where the book came from. It was inspired by that series because it's kind of a silly series. We like go to a location in a certain time frame or doing a silly activity, or sometimes it can be like, how much art can I make in 1 hour in an art prompt book, or so many hours in a coloring book, or trying to figure out an art supply. There's so much variety with the series, and all of that combined is what makes up this book. It's designed a little bit differently to other art prompt books. For starters, there are chapters. You can kind of see them there. They're like the black lines. The pages of all the chapters are at the beginning, so you could work through the book in order, or you could jump to the chapter that you want to do and just create the next one along. The chapters are kind of arranged based on whatever your mood is in that moment, so you could work on multiple chapters at once and just go through one at a time, depending on how you you feel. I love that. I think it breaks apart an art prompt book really well. Oh, another thing that I really wanted at the very beginning, literally the first page, is a start and end date. I always forget to make a note of these, but it's such a lovely thing to have at the beginning of a sketchbook. So I'm so happy that that's there. You can write your name. A little introduction that I'm going to quickly read. It says, find it hard to make time for creativity, struggle to come up with ideas. As an artist, sometimes the hardest part of creating is the very first step. This book is here to help with that. Over the past 5 years, I've discovered many hidden steps and obstacles along the art journey that this book will be exploring. Do you fancy a challenge? There's an entire chapter for that. Struggling to find your art style? We explore that topic too. This book is a step-by-step journey into discovering who you are as both a person and an artist. With 100 prompts carefully curated into 7 distinct chapters, you will always find a prompt or challenge that will suit your needs. Complicated, simple, fun, deep. This book contains them all. Complete each page as they come, focus on one chapter, or even jump around from prompt to prompt. The choice is yours. Use whatever art supplies you want. This book gives you the freedom to explore the entirety of your inner artist. Have fun and let's see just how much art you can make. So the first chapter is Who Are You? This chapter is all about finding yourself, who you are, and turning it into art. But of course, if you don't want it to be deep, you can just make silly art too. That is fine the entire way through, you can. Then the second chapter is What's the Style? Oh, by the way, the books are from Amazon. If the black is a little bit streaky, unfortunately, that is just Amazon printing. It's the best way to have it available worldwide. So the second chapter is all about finding your art style. It pushes you to explore different shapes, styles, colors that you wouldn't normally use. Really, it's just about having fun and figuring out what you like. Your art style should always be something that you really enjoy. If you like the pieces but hate the process, it's probably not your art style. Like, you're not going to be able to keep that up for very long. That's not going to be very fun. Next is a silly one. What can you see? This is all about encouraging you to see the question and figure out how you interpret it. You can create silly art, funny art, you can just draw what you like, really. It's all about variety. Fill the entire chapter with art. Just have fun. This is a low pressure one. And then we move on to How About a Challenge? Well, this chapter is, unsurprisingly, where this How Much Art comes from. It's all about art challenges, encouraging you to push yourself, create in a different way, create quickly, or be creative. When you see that question, what is the first thing that pops in your mind? Like, draw it. And they're the kind of questions that could be different for everyone, which I love. Then we have Where Has It Gone? This is another one of those simpler chapters. We've got questions like, what's growing? Draw from below, which could be anything. It could be like a tree, the obvious, but you're drawing from below. It could be anything looking up, like a city, a person, an animal, just clouds in the sky. It's like anything low and above. Like, it's so open-ended and I just love that. It's not guiding you too much in a specific direction. You can really take it however you like and just allow your creativity to roam and create anything. And after that, we move on to Why Is It Like This? This one encourages you to think a little bit more. The 3 main chapters that are very much like draw anything that you see are the what, where, why. And why focuses a little bit more on silly or interpretations. Like, why so slimy? Draw something slippery. Water, rain, a bath, a slug, anything, like a cup of tea, anything. Oh, I like this one. How will we travel? By road, sky, or sea? Well, the other way around, but you get the gist. So it's not telling you to draw a specific thing. It's more something is going from one place to another. What is it? How are they getting there? There's just so much you can do with that. And every single prompt was hand drawn. Yes, I sat there on Photoshop doing all of that. There's no font in the slightest. Like, every single piece was hand drawn, which has pros and cons. And then we wrap it up with the final chapter, how will you grow? This chapter is all about introducing you into using art as a form of therapy. Art can be such a big help for your mental health. That's why you should try and be creative as much as you possibly can. It's what helped me, it's what helped my mental health. It got me out of a really dark place, and you wouldn't believe what creativity can do for you. In any sense, really. Like, it could be anything. I mean, even just going for a walk is such a big help. It's important that you make time for yourself, for your mind, for your well-being, your health. You have to make time for that, because otherwise it will catch up to you. And this chapter looks towards the future. It looks towards who you want to be, what you want to do, how you're feeling, how you're dealing with that. What does success look like? What is difficult? What makes you strong? How you can use art to grow into the person and artist that you want to be and create the future that you want. So every single chapter is different. It starts off tame and then gets a little bit more towards the end. And you can just choose whichever one you're feeling at that day, whatever mood you're in. If you want to draw something silly, maybe the how about a challenge. If you just want to create art, something like what can you see or where has it gone? If you want to interpret things, maybe what's the style or why is it like this? And then if you want to learn more about yourself, that is the first and last chapter. Who are you and how will you grow? And that is the book. Oh, I can't believe it. It's here, it exists, and it is now live on Amazon. It's so crazy to think that some of you might actually see it and hold it too. Feel free to paint it however you like. This is just a guideline. I mean, you can paint the handle, you can paint the edges, you can paint over the whole thing. I just like that it's simple and it's intended that you put your own little spin on it. So yeah, that's it. I made an art prompt book of my dreams and it's now out. This is how it looks all painted. I've gone for a little bit more of a watercolor look and some quite different colors to what I normally choose. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all of your support. Thank you for buying from my shop. If you've ever bought from my shop, you are part of this journey and I wouldn't have made this book without you, so thank you. If you want to check out the book yourself, the link is down below. And if you do get it and post any photos or videos, please tag me. I would love to see. Enjoy the rest of your day and I'll meet you back here in a few days' time. Bye bye.